What is up, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch News Video Ninjas. Today we've got a bunch of great information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Factor 5 has weighed in on the Nintendo Switch performance, and they also said that they own the rights to Turrican, so it seems like they're not dead at this point. So, Factor 5 co-founder Julian Egbert, I don't know how to say his name, I probably butchered it, appeared on the latest episode of the German podcast, cannot pronounce that name, and during the talk, Julian weighed in on the Nintendo Switch. Now, regarding Nintendo Switch's technical performance, he did say that it's between a Wii U and an Xbox One, which we kind of already knew that. However, the big thing here is that he says that developing for the system is as easy or even easier than the PlayStation 4. Nintendo Switch is further supported by having all modern GPU standards. Factor 5 was thought to be dead at this point, but it seems like they are somewhat alive and kicking again. The company even has the rights to Turrican. Maybe we can see something down the line on the Nintendo Switch or on other platforms, but Liam Robertson from Unseen64, who did a whole video on this whole thing with Factor 5, he's talked about like, not so fast as far as them being like alive and kicking, because people are rejoicing across the internet, I've seen on Twitter and stuff like that. So not quite yet, not so fast, my friends. We have to wait and see if they actually produce anything to see if they're alive and kicking. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes of it. Now, I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch as far as what he says. It's pretty much in line with what we were thinking. It's somewhere between a Wii U and an Xbox One, and it has all the modern GPU standards, what you'd expect from consoles. So developing on it is extremely easy, as easy as a PlayStation 4 or even easier than that. So the fact that he even added in that it's maybe even easier, I think it's dependent on the type of game that you're trying to do. Obviously, if you have a smaller game or if you have a game that's built on ARM anyway, then it'll be really easy to put it over like a mobile style game. But if you have the bigger console style games, definitely it's going to take a little bit more time to port it over, but it's still very easy to do so, which is a very different thing than the Wii U, because the Wii U was very difficult to port over some of the games according to some of the developers, whereas some developers felt that it was easy to put games on the Wii U, but the overwhelming majority say that Wii U was harder to develop for and port over their games. So the Nintendo Switch is definitely a vast and big upgrade from the Wii U when it comes to development atmospheres. In terms of actual performance and everything, I've been playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild like crazy. The game looks great on the Nintendo Switch. Portable mode performs a little bit better than the console docked mode, but I think once Nintendo gets the hang of the hardware completely and they start developing games specifically for the Nintendo Switch, the performance of games are going to get better and better and better. Zelda was just a launch title, but even then, it's still such a great game. The world is so big, and that's the thing about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's such a vast and big world. It's really ambitious, so I'm super excited to see what comes of the Nintendo Switch when it comes to performance and the hardware and just games. I think the biggest thing for me is the games, and Breath of the Wild is such a great way to start out on the Nintendo Switch. It really is. And hopefully we see something from Factor 5 on the Nintendo Switch. They made those amazing GameCube Star Wars games, which they don't own the license to anymore. But the fact that maybe they can even make something is cool, because they were one of the originators as far as pushing the GameCube to the limits pretty much at launch of the system. So it's going to be interesting to see if they do anything going forward in the future. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Nintendo's fiscal year earnings release is set for April 27th, so Nintendo will have another update on its financials not too long from now. The company's next fiscal year earnings will be issued on April 27th. The company has confirmed that today. We'll obviously be getting an update on Nintendo's performance when it comes to sales, probably for Nintendo Switch, Wii U, Nintendo 3DS, and that will be ending on March 31st. And just as a refresher, last year on April 27th, that's when we actually heard that the Nintendo Switch will be launching the following March. We also found out that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be coming to Nintendo Switch, plus there will also be some Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem mobile games, and that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be the only game at E3 2016. That one put me into a shock. I remember I was doing a live stream, and like that news broke while I was doing a live stream for something else, and like it completely derailed the live stream. I forgot what it was titled or anything, but man, a year flies by really quick. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. We shouldn't see any really huge or big news coming out of this. I mean, we could. Nintendo might want to push a little bit more momentum for the Nintendo Switch. Mario Kart will be launching the next day, so that maybe there's a little bit of a surprise there, or something that they announce after that. Maybe we get a release date, a solid release date for ARMS, but who knows at this point, to be honest. We'll probably have it before then. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think there will be anything big? Because I know last year's was big, but that was a different situation since they have an upcoming system. So let me know know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Alright, I'm moving on to the last article here. The Sonic Mania developer has actually clarified some of his statements about the Nintendo Switch as far as the pricing that they're going to be doing and releasing day and date. So one of the cool things about Sonic Mania on the Nintendo Switch is that it will be releasing day and date with the other versions, so the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it will also cost the same price, and it will be getting a physical and digital version. Now the price is yet to be determined, but many people have been hitting me up about this, and you've seen it all over the internet. Panic over one game, Rhyme, costing more because of their business plan. Well, that's not going to be the case with every single developer out there. And I don't really think it's going out on a limb to say this, but if a developer is going to bring a game to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, it's probably going to be priced the same. I don't think that's something that's going to be crazy. We do know that Has Been Heroes is another game, and I talked about that before. That's $20 across all platforms, physical and digital. We don't know the price that is going to be at this point, but it's still going to be the same price as the other versions out there. So I would definitely say we can relax for this point, guys. You don't need to get all riled up. People were telling me to make a bunch of videos on this, like, what happens if all the games are? I'm like, hold up, let's wait and see what other developers have to say first before we start getting all crazy about one game. But we definitely want to make sure that we stay vigilant on this stuff and let the developers know that we do want the same prices across the board. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you ninjas for the next video. Peace.